I apologize if I sound a little hoarse. I've been up all night playing video games again. Uh, Something has come to my attention today, and it's been happening for, I guess, the last 3 or 4 days, but I just found out about it. Apparently, the popular torrenting program Limewire has been shut down by a federal court injunction. Apparently, the RIA, or whatever, the Recording Industry Association of America, has basically made a court case against Limewire and the people that own it, saying that the program and the company that publishes the program facilitate and encourage the infringement of copywritten material, such as their music. Say they have claims like 98.8% of all things downloaded using Limewire is their copywritten protected material. Also, they go on to say that the shutting down of Limewire will be the first step towards legitimate downloading and stuff. Like, they're trying to be all self-righteous or whatever. But you could look at it two ways. You could look at it from the law's point of view and say, well, this is great. This is a huge bust for the illegal downloading community, because I myself, before I started being worried about my computer's well-being, used LimeWire to get, songs that I already owned. Stuff that I no longer had the CD for and didn't really want to spend another $15 to $20 buying it. Anyways, that's not the only thing LimeWire is used for. It's used for downloading Flash games, other stuff. It's not all illegal, like the IARCC, or whatever the hell that acronym is, like to put it. However, it seems that the shutting down of LimeWire has provoked a large response, or kind of a weird uprising with the self-known anonymous group. They keep on saying, "Oh, we're going to go and shut down the IACC or whatever in kind." If that was the case, it would have worked. Remember not too long ago how Scientology's website got completely and utterly overran, and the servers couldn't put up with the load from the bombing? This same thing didn't work with this site. It's almost as though they were preparing for this type of reaction from the internet community. Anyways, just a thought. It's almost as people are getting an idea of what kind of repercussions they're going to face from the popular community that would be affected by this. I think yesterday or the day before, I uploaded a video about how we need to make changes to the government stuff, and how the government has, over time, installed safeguards to stop such uprising and change from occurring. It's almost like they're putting in fail-safes. All these organizations, groups of people, are putting in fail-safes to make sure that in case they do something that is unpopular, or do something that isn't quite seen as right by the majority, that they won't be adversely affected in such a way that it cause a lot of actual damage to them in the long run, or short term, actually, seeing as though this little internet bombing that just failed miserably didn't do anything to their server traffic. Anyways, just a few thoughts on this. This could also, like I said, this is how one person could look at it. Another way you can look at it is the first step in the private companies having a lot of say in how the internet is used and what is legal and illegal. it's one thing to be able to prove that your copywritten material was being, distributed unlawfully. It's another thing to say, hey, this product or this service could eventually be used for that, and then shut it down on that premise, which, wouldn't be that far off from this. I mean, FrostWire, other things like that, similar sharing programs, BearShare, stuff like that. Remember back in about 2000, there was a huge thing about Napster or whatever. All of these things are creating a general feeling on the whole network sharing and copyright protection and stuff like that. If enough of a stereotype is developed for the sharing programs, they will be at a biased disadvantage in court, and that's just the start of things. Soon it'll be with freeware, stuff like that. Internet's hosting any type of downloading for things that they particularly don't own themselves. Like if you have the rights to distribute something, doesn't mean that you're going to be able to do that, because at any point someone could say, well, what else are you distributing? It just opens the door for a whole lot of other stuff. And you know how the politicians like putting earmarks in completely irrelevant bills that have nothing to do with whatever they're trying to get passed. The same thing goes for the courts and the internet. Why not be able to look at a situation and say, okay, this is what's going on, but what else could it also be allowing to go on? And that's what they're going to look at. They're going to look at the small off-topic points about like YouTube. You have these people making copyright claims and stuff. Oh, well, if one person makes a copyright claim that is legitimate, what else is going on YouTube that's, also copywritten that people are distributing illegally for viewing or listening purposes? One thing is the free use whatever that people keep on trying to say, oh, well, this is covered under the free use or whatever, it's protected by that. But, companies have money. Money speaks louder than words. Ask anyone. It's just a matter of time before this starts snowballing into a giant censorship campaign. It's not going to happen soon, maybe within the next 5 years, but I think because of the information type world we live in and the way it's developing, I think freedom of expression on the internet is going to be really infringed upon in the coming years. All you can do is think about how things are now and guess. Because once these things happen, you can look back all you want. Same way you could look back to saying, well, if only we had attacked Nazi Germany first. It's nice to be able to think backwards and, have retrospect, but you can't protect yourself that way. You can only protect yourself by looking forward and being afraid of what could happen, which is, oddly enough, the same card that these companies could use to get this done. Just a thought. It's Friday, October 29th. Hope you all have a good Halloween. I'm probably going to be just studying and stuff for my exams. But those of you that don't have a really hindering schedule, keep a close eye on this. Things are going to get real interesting. Take care.